Okay, here's me and Luna working on some place work. She did amazing. I'm very proud of her. So we initially I started off here. First of all, just waiting for her to come start working with me. But once she got to me, I marked and treated her for just sitting on the mat. I want the butt on the ground, so I waited and gave her some more treats while her butt was on the ground to kind of reinforce that that's the position. So I go ahead and toss out in front of me, and I still have the mat directly in front of my feet. That way, I am confident that that's where she will sit. So it goes out in front. She has to walk over the mat to get to me, and she sits, and she does great. We did this last few times, so I'm going to go ahead and make it a little harder and toss it out to the side now. So some dogs will just sit right there where she was at, but she really understands the concept of being on the mat. So she popped back on the mat. 1 minute, Lida. She popped back on the mat right there. And you'll notice that I'm giving her a lot of treats while she's on the mat. And I'm taking 1 or 2 steps back because I really want this to be kind of a duration behavior. I want her to be on the mat and stay on the mat. That movement doesn't look like a whole lot, but that's amazing. A lot of times the second you rock backwards, dogs will move in to get just as close to you as they were. So she's doing great. Okay, so I toss out this way. This time I'm pointing my feet away from the mat. It's a slight movement, but it's pretty big. She didn't get it. I'm not saying anything to her. I'm just completely waiting for her to offer this behavior on her own. For her to think and figure it out herself. There she goes. Good job.
Good girl.
So she did amazing. Got lots of treats for that one. All right, so I'm going to do it again. My feet are facing away from the mat this time, and her butt hits the mat. So you'll see a few times coming up. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but she'll put her butt on the mat, but her front 2 paws are off. And I really want to make this a clean, clear behavior. So here she is again. She's sitting off the mat. And there she goes. She scooted back. So what I'm asking, and the only time she will be getting treats is if her butt and her 2 front paws are on the mat. Those are kind of my baseline. This is what I need from you. So if she sits on the mat, but her front feet are off, I wait her out too. And I kind of give her a minute and just let her work through it, just as if she was all the way off the mat. I still want her to, be all the way on the mat. Okay, so here I am facing the other way. And this is all you kind of do with it. You just change it up. You change your position. You can move the mat around. Just different things. Right now, I'm not moving the mat around because even though she's doing really well, she is still sometimes not getting on the mat. So I want to keep it at this level. It's challenging. She has to think really hard.
Good girl.
So this is a great place to be because she's not getting frustrated. She's still working through it. But this is a great level of difficulty. So I don't need to do anything else. Just kind of move my body around. And she seems to be doing amazing figuring that out.
All done. Find it.
Okay. So, and if you notice, I'm always saying, all done, and then tossing the treat out and saying, find it. I want to make sure when we use place work that we're always releasing her. Once we start using this behavior for a place for her to settle, whether we're at the park or we have guests over or she's being naughty, I want her to stay on it until she's asked to leave. And if we send her to the mat and then forget about her and she can leave whenever she wants, then there's not really anything holding her there. The cue becomes go to this place for a few minutes and then wander off. Instead of it being go to this place for a few minutes and then when I think that we're ready, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to leave. That way she stays on it as long as we need her to. Okay, so that was all for this. We also went ahead and added a cue. I can't hear the sound while I'm recording, so I don't know when it's happening. I have to go back and look. And for other clients, I will go back and look. For you guys, I feel like you get it. So me adding a cue to any behavior is going to be the same as when we added it to her recall. I want her to be really successful.
Oh, no, it's not snack time yet.
So I add her cue when she's walking to the mat. I don't add it unless I see her already going to the mat. So right now I would not say it, but right there I would try to squeeze it in before she sat down. Or if I toss a treat and she's running back to the mat and I see her looking at the mat going straight towards it, that's when I'll say place. And that's how we add a cue. I feel like that wasn't perfectly explained. So if you have a question about how and when to add the cue, let me know. When we are doing these capturing behaviors, whether it sits, downs, comes, place, any of these behaviors, we're waiting for her to offer us a behavior, and then we're marking her when she does it. So when we add a cue, we're just tying the verbal to what she already knows, right? So we want her to do what she already knows, and then as she's doing what she already knows, pair that word so she can make the association. Okay, here's us working on some leave it's, and she did really, really well. And she is very, very smart, so she catches on to things very quickly. So when she walks away from my hand, I mark and treat by throwing another treat on the ground.
Yes.
So you'll see that's what she's doing. So she sees my hand, she sniffs it, and then she starts sniffing around on the ground. So she's not making any eye contact with me. She just knows if she touches my hand and then sniffs on the ground, she will find food. So I quickly changed my expectations, and now I require her to give me eye contact. So the camera's not a great angle for it, but you'll see in a minute here, she'll kind of give up doing what she's doing, sniffing in, right there, eye contact, so I marked and treat. So now, instead of just marking her for turning her head away or for walking away, I'm really just asking for that specific behavior, which is eye contact. Again, I didn't do a great job getting her head in it, which would have been nice, but she still did great. There you go, eye contact. So she did right there kind of look behind my back where my hand was at to get the treat. That is not the behavior we're looking for, so we're just going to wait her out. And then she gave me the eye contact. Boom. Gets the treat. She catches on incredibly fast, so I went ahead and added a cue for this one too, which was leave it. I feel like we added it last time I did this for her, but I wasn't sure. And when you're not sure, you can't go wrong with just capturing behaviors. So
leave it.
Really good.
Yes.
We also did a lot of recall work outside in the backyard. But by that point, my phone was full, and I haven't figured out why me deleting pictures aren't making space. So I need Tim to fix that for me. So I didn't get all of her training sessions on video, but I got these two, and I think they're really good.
Leave it. Yes. Very good. Leave it. Yes. Sit. Leave it. Yes. Leave it. Yes. All done.